Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a very special day because it's an Ard van de Wetering day here on the channel. Ard is, of course, probably the most famous Sudoku constructor in the world, and this puzzle is called Inbetween Taken. And if you've never tried an Ard van de Wetering puzzle, please give yourself a treat and click the link under the video. It'll take you to a page that looks exactly like this one, where you can play the puzzle on whichever device takes your fancy. But one thing you can basically be assured of is that you will have, the puzzle will give you a lot of joy. Ard is responsible for many of our very biggest videos on the channel, including the Sudoku with only 4 given digits, which has now had 10.19 million views. It's just staggering, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. Loads of Ard's puzzles have had more than 1 million views. He has this ability to really just, I don't know, I think solvers just fall in love with the simplicity, the elegance, the look of the puzzles. He always gives you a few given digits. Ard does as well. Look, how many have we got today? We've got 6, and and the logic that tends to exist in his puzzles is never normally monstrously hard to find. But when you do find it, you feel you've done something clever. So that is what I hope I'll be able to do today. And the other thing about Ard's puzzles is that the rule sets are very short, and this one I think is just between lines, so don't worry if you don't know what they are. I will explain them properly in a moment or two's time when we go through the rules together, but this is what we're going to attempt in today's video. Now, what can I tell you about before that? Not very much news today. We should be back in the Blueprints mansion tomorrow, for those of you who've been following our progress through that incredible game. We've been visiting the Blueprints mansion about once a week for over a year, so hopefully it won't be too much of a surprise that we're back there tomorrow evening. I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen in case you're interested. The stream will start at 10 p.m. And what else? Over on Patreon, we have got, it's been running for a while now, since the 1st of May, we've had our new Sudoku competition running, themed this month on the legendary Spider-Man, features 8 puzzles. Lots of you have been having a go at that and enjoying it, which is lovely to see. So do get involved. The closing date's the 20th, and the prize, as usual recently, is the chance to come onto the channel and to solve a puzzle that will appear in a video. So those of you who enjoy such things may remember Meryl from last month. Absolutely, it's just it's a treat for me actually to make those videos. So if you fancy coming on, then do get involved in that. It's over on Patreon right now. And I've got one birthday to do today too, which is for Jaya. Jaya, your boyfriend Grayson wrote to me and told me that you've started to, I think, only watching the channel this academic year, but you watched to wind down while you've been finishing your first year at college doing neuroscience. So best of luck with your remaining studies. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday today. And of course, I hope Grayson has sorted you out some very heavily iced chocolate cake. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at Inbetween Taken by Ard van de Wetering? The rules, which are not going to take long to read, are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Then the values of the digits along a line must lie between the 2 values of the circles at either end of that line. So let's pick this line. If we were to put 2 here and 7 there, then the digits on this line, let me just highlight the line, those cells would have to have a value between 2 and 7. So they couldn't include 1s, 2s, 7s, 8s or 9s. They'd have to be 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s. That's how between lines work. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play let's get cracking. Now, I'm going to start off by mentioning, I know very, very few secrets about between lines, but one secret is, well, it's worth repeating probably. You can never, on a between line, put an extreme digit like a 1 or a 9, because imagine this was a 1. What would you put into the circles now? Because the circles have to, one of those circles has to be lower than the value 1, and there are no such Sudoku digits. Similarly, if you put 9 on a line, you've got the same problem. You'd have to put 10 in a circle, or a higher number in a circle, which we can't do. So 1s and 9s, I mean, actually it looks like this line might be where we start, but 1s and 9s can never go on, on the line cells themselves. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit interesting in box 2, actually, isn't it? Because these two cells can't be 1s. These can't be 1s by Sudoku. No, it's actually very interesting, this box. We actually just get to place a 1. That's completely trivial. Now, ooh, nearly. We almost get a 1 in box 1. Can't go on the lines, can't go in its own row, so it's in one of 2 places. Can't one of 2 places in box 4. Nearly. One of 2 places in box 7. Should we try box 8? Yes, okay, look at box 8. It's a bit weird to look at, but it does work. Where's 1 in box 8? Not in these cells, not on lines. And, oh, hang on. Oh, I missed this up. Bobbins. I very nearly made a mistake then. I didn't realise that the 1 could go there, which is a circle, obviously, but that's fine. Okay, but what we can do is note that 1 in box 8 can't go on a line or in this central cell because of the 1 in row 5, column 5. So we can ask, where does 1 go in row 8? And there's actually 1 cell that's going to work. And now where does 1 go in box 6? One of 2 places. And that's good. Where does 1 go in box 3? So we're chasing these 1s around the grid. Can't go on a line, so it's going to have to go here. And therefore 1 is not in a circle over on this side of the grid. So, now, okay, I don't know whether I should, I'm going to try the same with 9s, and then yeah, no, let's try the same with 9s first. Let's just see if we can do any magic with those. What about 1 in box 8? 9 in box 8 even. One of 2 cells, I think, given it can't go on a line. So one of 2 cells in box 5. Box... no, box 3, I think it very much could go in this cell. We probably need to investigate this cell in a moment or two. The other thought I was having, though, is if there are lines in the puzzle now that can't have 1s in their circles, then you can't put 2 on those lines. It sort of becomes iterative, because if you put 2 on a line that can't have a 1 in a circle, what digit are you going to put on the circle? What value could you put into the circles that's less than the 2? So there would be no value available. So, for example, it's not a very good example, but this line, that none of those cells can be a 2. Anyway, let's look at this cell. And the reason to look at this cell is we've got a 5 on one end of the line and a 7 on this end of the line. So we need a digit that's higher than 7 to go in here. So that has to be 8 or 9. And in fact, this line, therefore, in fact, that digit's naked. Because what we need to do is to populate this line now with digits that lie in value terms between 5 and a maximum of 9. So we can only put 6s, 7s and 8s into these cells. So even I'm prepared to pencil mark that. And you can see this one by Sudoku using the given digits, therefore must be a 6. Now, okay, that didn't do as much as I was hoping. Yeah, so these digits are now 2, 3, 4, and 5. 9 in a circle is really not an interesting creature, is it? That's not going to be where we have to look, I don't think. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm suddenly stuck. I don't know where to look. What about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into row 3? Is that in any way helpful? Oh, I tell you what we could do. Where's 9 in box 1? It can't go on a line, so I really don't know where it goes, but I do know it's in one of 3 cells, and that's gonna be good, because now I've knocked it out of 2 of the 3 cells it could have been in box 3, so I'm going to have to put the 9 here, but that's given me 8 in the circle now, which means 8 now can't go on this long line anymore. So we're only looking at 6s and 7s. Where's 9 in column 8? Again, let's not put it on a line so we can get another. Where's 9 in box 5? Suddenly we're actually doing a lot better. Oh, nearly. Where's 9 in box 4? Now we've got to be careful here, because 9 could go in the circle. It wouldn't put very much pressure on this line, but it actually, I mean, that doesn't matter. It could still go there. Now, so can we do anything better? Where's 9 in box? I think 9 can go in 5 different places in box 7. So I'm not sure we can do anything terribly clever with that. And we've got an 8 here now. So this digit is 6 or lower. This digit, well, this digit can't be 6. So, okay, so this digit can't be 5 either, because between 5 and 8 there's no valid number that we could put in. So that's got to be 2, 3, or 4. And this has got to be higher than that. So this is 3, 4, or 5. But, okay, don't know what we do there. So what's odd hidden in this grid? Is it this 5? Is there something going on there, or 8? Yeah, okay, I see. 8, oh, I don't actually see, but 8 has to be in one of these 2 cells now, in box 1, on a line, which means, well, what does it mean? If the 8 is here, you can see this is the position that 9 would have to go to frame this line. And if the 8 is here, this would have to be a 9. So one of those 2 cells is a 9, which does mean, yeah, that does it actually, doesn't it? So because one of these green cells is a 9, how could this be a 9 in box 4? If this was a 9, neither of these could be a 9, and this 8 couldn't exist on a line where we know it must be. So this is not 9, and now I seem to only have one place left for 9. Now that's weird though, because that doesn't mean that this isn't a 9 as well. It could still be a 9. It just means that corner digit isn't a 9. Oh, we're getting a fly past from Maverick. How lucky for us. So 9 in box 7 is more restricted than it used to be. Only one of 3 places now. And this line is totally hopeless. I mean, literally, we can put in any values on this line in box 1 now, because it's got 1 and 9 on its outskirts. Right. So, where should we look next? I don't know. Gosh. Is this, if that was a 9, this would have to be 6, 7 or 8, but it looks very much like it could be that. Have 1s been pushed around somehow as a result of what we've just done? I don't think so. Oh, I've got a 1 here, so that can't be a 1 anymore. I don't know how long I've thought that could be a 1, but 1s are in this congregation of cells. So we've got a sort of two X-wings of 1s left. And well, if this was a 1, it would be really quite useful. So maybe it's something to do with... Is it something to do with 2s? Or... The thing is, I know so little about 2s. Is it possible that this... We might be able to work out whether this is a high digit or not. In fact, hang on, I've just noticed something. This cell is either quite little or it's 8. Because it can't be 5, 6, 7 or 9. Now, if it's 8, there's no pressure on this line at all. If it's 8, I wonder if it's... Yeah, maybe I'm not quite sure where we're meant to look here. Maybe I'm going to check 8 in box 6. Now, for 8 to be on a line, you'd have to be able to put 9 in a circle, but actually you can, can't you? 9s could go in these positions down here. Alright, so I don't actually think that is it then. It might be this cell. Although, if it's 8, this line's under no pressure. If it's not 8, what would we be doing with it then? These would be terribly close together, which would be quite interesting. Because this could only be 2, 3, or so. That would be... This would have to be 2 or 4. This might be disprovable. Right, let's just think this through. So this cell here is really low. And this cell here, if it's not 8, is going to have to be, by Sudoku, 2, 3 or 4. But we have to allow a gap, don't we? We can't make this 2 and this 2, then we couldn't fill anything onto the line. And the only way of making this work would be to have 2 and 4 into these 2 cells and 3s in all of those. Now that probably won't work. We're just going to have to work out quickly why. 3 3s there. Is that really possible? I don't know. Maybe it is. Okay, well that's 2, 3, 4 or 8. Maybe this can't be 8 for some reason. I think it can be. Oh no, it can't. Oh, that's very... you got me. You got me. Well done. Why can't this be 8? Because what would I fill into this cell? It would have to be 6 or 7, and it can't be either. This is gorgeous then. So these do have to be 2 and 4, and I have to fill 3 onto that line 3 times. And now this isn't a 3. So, no, that could be still 4 or 5. And this digit is therefore 2, 4 or 5. 3s are in one of these 2 positions. 3s are in one of them. We've got a very good chance of a 3 in the corner today. So 4, 5, 2. And this can't be 4 because again, this little line here is crucial. It's crucial whether this is 8 or, in this situation, if this is 4, 4 and 5 have no digits between them, so there'd be nothing to put on the line. So that's 2, that's 4, that's 5, because we need a digit between 4 and 8 now. This is 2. This is 3. Oh, it's not 3. That's 4 now. Okay. And suddenly I feel like we've made quite a bit of progress there. And the rest of this box is what then? 158. Let's pop that in as pencil marks. This can't be 1. So where's 8 in column 1? It's got to be in the same 2 cells that 3 is, which means these top cells are 6 and 7 now. And we know the order if we let ourselves use Sudoku, which now we've got a 3-6 pair over on the right hand side. So these digits are 2 and 9. Right, so if this was 9, this would have to be 8. And if this is 2, this has to be 3, which it can't be, 4 or 5. Okay, that does look possible, doesn't it? Golly, it's really windy today outside. I think that might be keeping Maverick quiet. 2, 4, 5 into these cells by Sudoku. So if this was 5, this would have to be 7. Because it couldn't be 6. Okay. And now, what about this digit then? Do we know whether this is higher or lower than 5? Higher than 5? We said that was Bruce Forsyth, wasn't it? Play your cards right. You can't get anything for a pair, not in this game. So if this is higher, this is 6 or 7, because it can't be 8. And that would put a 6-7 pair in column 2. It looks plausible, doesn't it? Oh, hang on, we've got a 2 in those cells. So this is a 4, 5, 8 triple. 7 has to be over here, but not necessarily on the line. 2 is definitely in one of those 2 cells by that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. And this congregation of 3s that we earned for ourselves, has that done something beyond actually just the digits going into the puzzle? 3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 2 is in one of these, so these are from 4, 5, 7 on this side of the grid. So, no, I was wondering if there was some value here that we couldn't have in row 2, column 8, but it doesn't look like there is. And this line, well, if that's 5, maybe that's under pressure. But again, it sort of feels like at this point that we need a cleverness, don't we? We need something smart. Now where? Where is the smart deduction? This digit is 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. It's got too many options. It just does. 5 is in one of those 4 cells. That's not it either, I don't think. Have we learned any more about 9s or 1s that we could use to our advantage? Or 2s even? I have now got a 2 in the grid. I've got 2 2s in the grid. Ah, yeah, all right. Where's 2 in box 5? That's, can I put 2 here, please? Yes, that's it. There we go. Look at 2 in the middle box. Can it go here? No, because we need to put 1 in one of the circles, and we can't, apparently, according to my pencil marks at least, put 2 in those circles. So 2, it's in one of these cells. Well, is it on this line? No, because 1 can't go into either of those circles. That does seem to be true. Can it be on this line? No, same reason it couldn't be there. So I get 2 in box 8. It's just classic art, this. It's sort of quite surprising where you end up having to look. Now, what about 2s over here? One of 3 places. This line is impossible, because 1 would have to be in one of those. This, well, it can almost certainly be in a circle. 2 in a circle is not very restricted. But where's 2 in column 8 now, then? because I've got 2's in these, 2's in these. So 2 has to be in one of those 3 cells. Now, it definitely can't be on the line, because this can't be a 1. And it can't be there by Sudoku, so 2 is here. Yeah, this is great. It's 2's that 2's have unlocked this, because 2's now in these cells. Can it go on this line? This would have to be a 1. It can't be. So this is 2. So this is 2. This is 9. Now we need a digit that's higher than 6 here. So that's going to have to be 8. So that gives us a 5 in this cell. That 5 is very nice. 5, 4. We get a 4, 7 pair over on the right of the grid. Let's tidy up our pencil marking. 1, 8 here, 6, 7. So it's 6, 7, and 4, isn't it? So this, oh, where's 9? 9 can't be there anymore by Sudoku. So 9 goes here, which is going to unlock the 1's, look. And the 9's. So how many 9's have we got? All of them. How many 1's have we got? Not all of them, but nearly all of them. We've just got this sort of arrangement left. 2's. Nearly all of them. Not quite all of them, but nearly all of them. Oh yes, and this column needed 4, 6, 7. So we can place the 4 because oh no, we can't. Well, no, we can. We can't write 4 in here because there's nothing between 4 and 5. So that's the 4. That's 6 or 7, and now this can't be 6 because 6 and 5 have no digits between them. So that's 7. That's 7. That's 6. This is 6 to go between the 5, 6, 7 here. Now that cell, obviously it can't be 8 because there would be nothing between the 7 and the 8. So maybe, so it's got to be lower. It's got to be 5 or lower. Now it can be 5, it can be 3. There's the only 2 options. If it was 5, this would be 6. If it was 3, this could be 4, 5, or 6. Unfortunately, all those options seem to be available. Aha! But what we can't do on this long line is write 5 in there, because then we'd have to fill that entire line with the digit 6, and we get lots of repeated 6's. So that is 2, that is 5, that is 2, that is 1, that is 1, that is 8. And hopefully now we'll be able to do some more sensible things. So this line is made up of the digits 3, 4, 5, and 6. This isn't 3, this isn't 4, this isn't 4, this isn't 5, or 6 actually. That isn't 3. Okay. Oh, where are 7 and 8 in box 8 then? They've got to be there. Now, I don't know if that's resolvable, but one thing we can see is that this is an ascending line now, can't we? This 3 or 5 is definitely lower than the 7 or the 8 on the line. So that digit has to be higher than a minimum of 7. So this is 8 or 9 and can't be 9. So that's 8. That's 7 on the line. That's 8. Now, does that help us? Maybe. This is 8 by Sudoku. How many 8's have we got? Several. Yeah, what we can do now is we can look at 8 in box 9. And where is it? It's only got one place to go, and that's on this line. Oh, no, 3 in the corner, I'm afraid. This is not 6 anymore. So this is a 4, 5 pair. It's not 5, so that's 4, that's 5, that's 3. This is 6, this is 4. And okay, what do we need in row 7? 3, 7. We can't put 3 on the line, so that's got to be a 7 and a 3. We need 6 and 5 into these cells. The Sudoku seems to be helping us. 6, 8, 9 is lovely. That works very nicely. This is now a 3 by Sudoku. So this line here, this has to be more than 4, and it can't be 5. So this is 6, or it's not 7. This has got to be 6. That's oh yeah, there we go. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. So this digit is 4, 7. So this should be 4, 5, or 7. And it's not 4 or 7 by Sudoku. So that's 5, 4, 7, 7, 4. 6 now comes onto this line, 3 here. I think we're there actually. We've just got to tidy up the Sudoku, and we should be golden. So 4 and 7 go into those cells, and that is how to solve a very well. I'm the first solver, and it was very enjoyable indeed, as all ARDS puzzles are. Just a treat. Little refresher on between lines. If you've never seen them before, there are loads more like this out there. Do let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.